Here's what's left of the wings of the old Yellow Jenny. 34 years young. 1960, I bought a Stinson 108-3 from George Lanners. Happened to it in the windstorm of 1962. That's Claude Fike's air coupe on top of my Stinson. When I got to high school,
Airport.
I went to work for Bob Sturgis at Columbia Aeromotive in Troutdale at the airport. This is the boneyard looking from the roof. Here's the head office of the Division Street Airport. That's where I learned to fly, 1949. Danny Hopkins pointing with Clarence Hanna to his right with his leg up. He was my instructor in a Luscombe Silvair. And there's the Luscombe. I was 17 years old. My friend Jim Short in the doorway. 52 years later, I found the Luscombe in the hands of Sam Richardson at Aurora Airport. Sam had rebuilt it, put a different engine in it, and he gave me my flight review, so I renewed my pilot's license in 2001 in the same airplane. Swan Island from the air, 1949. Willamette Falls, Oregon City, 1949. Vaughn Street, baseball park, home of the Beavers. (1948). This was the SPAD aircraft that was hanging at Benson High School all during the 4 years I went there. Then Swede Ralston from Hillsborough acquired it. Then it ended up back in the East Coast at Wings and Wheels, I guess. And then Jim Appleby finally got a hold of it for the San Diego Aerospace Museum, and that's where it's at now. And this is Jim Appleby here, Yucca Valley, California, the man that restored the SPAD for the museum in San Diego. Don Nelson, one of my friends at Benson High School, became a naval aviator. And this picture above was given to us by Don Nelson. Don happens to be flying the T-28 in this picture. 7T, that's the Navy aircraft out of Sandpoint Naval Air Station, Seattle. And my high school friend on the left is named Lefty Howell. And it's a collection of aircraft. He lived on Burnside Street. He belonged to the Portland Grasshoppers with me. His friend on the right, I forgot his name. This is taken about 1947. Another good friend, Bud Smith, was into U Control. Benson student. This is a picture of the Hobby House taken in 1940 in Portland. And that's before I got to Portland, so I don't know exactly where that was at, and I don't recognize any of these fellows, but maybe somebody will. The Victory Corda model, this airplane took contests in 1930, in the 30s, and was very famous. And we have a picture of a typical hobby shop back in the 30s and 40s. As you can see, it was a radio shop, and he also stocked model airplane equipment. And that's what they looked like back in the 30s and 40s. There's Johnny Nepper with his scratch-built Blériot model. Johnny was a person that worked with Jim Walker for many years. Still in Portland. Harry and Silas Christofferson, 1915. Taylor from Salem, Oregon, with his 1910 airplane. This is the old sand lot, Tex Rankin's Mock's Bottom Field, located near Swan Island, Portland's first commercial airport. Tex Rankin's School of Aviation. The C.B. Harris, Rankin's 1927 partner, with his Curtiss Walk 09. Portland's first commercial airport. Here's the terminal at Swan Island Airport. Aircraft number 1. Proctor Curtis Jenny, 1/6 scale, Inya 84 stroke. This aircraft is about 14 years old now, still flyable. The Albatross, the Proctor Albatross quarter scale, Enya VT-240 inverted spark ignition, still flying. This picture of my Jenny here was taken in Coral Springs, Florida by Mike Richardson from Seattle. The first Top Gun competition. It does fly. Here we are at the championships in Columbus, Ohio, I think. This picture was taken by a fellow in northern Idaho at the Northern Scale Masters, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Bruce Bender took that photo. Here we have a model of the Bristol Scout, built by Ralph Cooney, and also this engine was designed and built by Ralph Cooney, was the forerunner of the Kraft engines. 28. These Proctor kits are made in Aurora, Oregon, on the east side of Charbonneau. This is at Aerodrome 94 at Gadsden, Alabama. There's a beautiful painting of a Jenny by Jack Crescenzi. Daredevils. There's Tex Rankin on the right. Ray Bartley. Ground school class. Rankin School of Flying. Rankin even robbed Benson High School of its instructors to fill the ranks of his employees. Rankin coveralls. World War I, there's a twin-engine Curtis Jenny right there. Wasn't too successful. Looks like a lineup at North Island. Looks like Blérios. Looks like a nice biplane. Walk or something. There she is, Amelia Earhart. Walt Bohr was a local aviator. She was pretty skinny, wasn't she? West Coast Air Transport. West Coast Air Transport, Swan Island. Some nice models on loan from the Oregon Aviation Historical Society. Tex Rankin at a Lindsay, California air show, probably sometime in the 30s.